Oh, yeah. We're live. Hello, everyone. This is Louie. Yeah, thought so. And this is Jack.
Get out of the way.
Hey.
And we're here to commentate on Primeval, Series 2, Episode 2. In other words, the pièce de résistance. Or one of them. This is a very special episode for unmentionable reasons. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Guys, again, this is a non-profit commentary. We're not making money. We're just fans. We are fans enjoying this episode for all its quirks. So if you want to join us, feel free to put your DVD in, stick your timestamp to 0, and jolly along with us. So, Jack and Louie, is there anything you guys want to mention in seriousness before we begin?
I know Louie was traumatized by the start of this episode.
I said in seriousness!
Well, no, he's being serious. And at the beginning, still a bit of background information. I watched this episode live, and it put me off the show. It creeped me out as a kid, the fact that Helen cuts her leg off. Like, I thought she cut her leg off as a kid because I stopped watching off the sequence. It's just a bit too weird. Yeah, not a fan of the. Yeah, now I've seen the whole episode. I think it's a really good story, actually. But that as a kid,
You're a big boy now. You can take it.
I know it creeped you out too, Ollie, as a kid. You said
It was a bit creepy, but like, I always thought it was a good scene. Like, but I never really dwelled on it when I was younger. It was only until you mentioned your personal trauma that it kind of I looked back on the sequence with a bit more fondness. And Jack's only seen it for the first time, so this will be interesting.
You're delighting in Louie's fucking horror?
You should cut your leg off to Matrix. I'm sure he'd appreciate that for Christmas.
all I want for Christmas is Jack's leg.
Louie!
Ooh, baby.
Matrix tried to say that he doesn't wear a wig, but we all know the truth.
Yeah. Ready, take it.
Okay. Are we ready, guys?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yes.
Okay.
Ready us?
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
I actually like the music. I think it's great.
It is good music.
I just can't help but laugh at this scene now because of how much trauma it caused you, Louie. You know,
oh, Helen's sex god. This is like, oh yeah. Orgasm.
It's
It
meant
just makes me think of Lawrence of Arabia, Helen of Arabia, or something like that.
I actually think her haircut works a lot better in Series 2 than Series 1. It makes it look more animalistic.
Oh,
I prefer her long hair. I don't really like the short haircut they went for.
This is really well shot. This is actually a really good sequence that they've made, but it makes no fucking sense.
Where did they film this?
Was it Morocco? The same place as they shot the Raptor Desert in episode 1.
Oh shit, they really spent the budget then.
Really,
Yeah.
It's pretty intense when she gets attacked and everything.
I like the fact that we have a pterodactyl as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is it the
See,
same
this is
one
all-
from Series
This
1?
is all fine. But then, okay, she falls over. Okay, that makes sense. She obviously hurt herself.
Louis, is it the same pterodactyl from Series 1?
The same model, but I don't know if it's actually the same.
1.
Yeah, but if you think it is, then sure, it is.
I think
But okay,
she's about to go for the med pack, but then she's like, fuck it, I'm going to cut myself.
it just makes no sense. Why would you cut yourself?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Jack, it's the first time you've ever seen this. So what? Like, obviously, this is your second time now. But why do you think she cuts her leg?
I don't know, to cauterize a wound. I really don't know.
It's dumb.
Surely you wouldn't need to cut the leg to cauterize the wound, though. I mean, that might be me. Oh, that might just be me. I don't know, but...
This is my favorite bit.
That's what I thought, yeah.
What bizarre way to open the episode.
Carter's desk.
Poor Cutter, he goes through so much in this series.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lewis.
Helen.
Claudia Brown. I love the arc so much.
The Ark in space?
Yeah.
Well,
So much
Steven.
better than series 4.
Yeah,
and
it's
5.
really
Claudia Brown. I like the
Like, kind-
flash of Claudia here.
Yeah. They kind of filtered this sequence to make it look very, like
Black and
I like what Connor goes through in this episode.
yeah, he's almost like PTSD, really.
The fucking anomalies took her away.
And then this random guy, Leak, is there, you know.
I like how Connor brings him out of it.
He's the master, really, when he's confronting Nick.
It's not funny, John. It's hilarious.
Cutter's usually
I love how like the looks like all damp and wet.
Yeah. I think that's just the filter they put on in post to make it look a little abnormal.
I like Cutter's suit jacket.
Mm.
And Jenny's look in general is very suave and sophisticated.
She's looking sexy, bro.
Yeah, I think she's a bit more like classier than Claudia. Claudia was very much professionalism, but Jenny's never afraid to have a little bit of sexiness to work.
Not only that, but Jenny's a bit more of a snob.
And she's a bit more like she used what God gave her to get her own way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she used her fucking titties.
I think she's a bit more outgoing than Claudia was, but
I think she's a bit more up herself. She has a bit more confidence.
Or someone up her.
yeah, that's what she wants.
I like that how it pans out from Cutter's mind, like he's thinking about what's been said.
He just can't put the pieces together. He doesn't know what's happened when he went away, and then he's come back, and it's like he's in a parallel universe.
To a whole new world.
Yeah, Louie, we get this fucking dick, Terry.
EU sign. I'm Terry.
Terry, he's a fucking perv. I mean, he's just a dick. Look at him, the way he just walks. He's like, oh, I'm amazing. Ooh.
His red socks really don't go with that outfit.
He wears that suit way too well.
He looks a bit like Charlie, this guy.
Yeah. We got Shelley here as well.
Jack, doesn't he look like Connor?
Who?
Terry.
That guy, yeah.
What a brunette version of Connor.
Connor Farley.
Oh, hello, Cutter.
I'm Connor from the parallel world.
Huh.
Here come the worms.
Here come the worms. Here come the worms. Here come the worms.
Baby, baby, baby. You are my worms. I like the fact we have the fog. It's like
Fuck,
a creek.
anomaly as well.
Got the fog. I mean, in Germany, the episode is called The Fog.
What, in America?
No, in Germany.
I'm Germany. Fog. Yeah, that's not a bad title, I guess. I could have called it The Screams of the Fog.
Ah! I like the fact the worms have spikes on them, so you don't really know what's there.
I
That's the
can't.
only thing I don't like about Primeval. They keep using the Wilhelm scream all the time. Like, ah! Like,
I know, it's really annoying. They don't use it after Series 3, though, thank God.
Yeah.
That's an improvement in Series 4 and 5.
I can't remember if Helen's actually in the episode anymore. Doesn't she have a scene with?
Yeah, she has a scene with Steven.
Yeah. Rawr.
This is really like, surely if you're in a meeting and there's a fire, you wouldn't just stay there.
yeah, that is a bit odd.
Yeah. It's like we'll have to reschedule. No. Yeah, we'll just carry on.
Yeah, have a Budweiser while you're at it.
Yeah. A Budweiser. Fantastic.
I really like this woman, the fire woman. Like, I thought she was going to join the team when I first saw this.
She would actually be.
When you hear that.
The fire brigade should have got involved a lot more with the events that went on.
It's an anomaly.
You're only.
Yeah.
When you hear that fire bell chime, fire been symbol, right on time.
I like the use of blood on his face, actually.
Nice bit of character.
I think this episode has really great suspense, just with the fog and everything.
The key to time, Nick. The key to time.
The key to my fucking dick.
Oh, I love this. I love how Lee kind of tries to assert his dominance here.
What do you think of Oliver Leake?
He's very.
I like him. Sorry, Louie.
No, I was just gonna say, I think he's a very interesting character, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well, Jack, but he definitely he proves to be a very interesting but funny character. I think he's one of the more.
And Miller.
No.
There's Connor Farley. We're on fire?
We're trying to poison you, Terry.
It's interesting that Connor gets a sort of a girlfriend in this episode.
Yeah. That's a good description, actually. A sort of girlfriend. Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Da, da, da.
Good times have never been so good.
That's quite horrific.
Oh, that's quite a good scene, actually.
Hey, baby doll, what's going on?
Imagine if this is
I
Blockbuster.
quite like this filler scene. Holiday.
It does look a little bit too studio. You can tell it's studio.
This was actually filmed in a proper shop, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
It looked studio. Huh. Good for them. How did hang on a minute? How did I guess I a question for Louie. How did she know that he was going to be in that shop at that time?
Well, without saying too much, probably because certain person knew that they were going to go there because they reference the fact that they go there every weekend.
Oh, yes.
I think Cutter's really good in this, just to see him go through all these emotions over the fact that Jenny looks exactly like Claudia, but she isn't.
I love how Connor is the one who gets a girlfriend instead of Abby getting a boyfriend, which is kind of the predictable thing because who have we got here? Who have we got here? Sex god. Ooh.
Yeah.
50 shards of us.
I thought you were gay, Louie.
Who do you think I was talking about? I'm not talking about Helen. I think I need help. The way she groans.
To turn you on.
Pterosaur. No, because she has a vagina. I haven't slept for months, Steve.
How's Brandon, by the way? The other half of Brie.
He's great, but this is a Primeval commentary.
Hello, bro.
Brewery cast. Special. I mean, this is the way she just manipulates him here.
I think Lucy Brown here gives a really good performance because you see her go from playing Claudia Brown, who's sort of this sort of laid back kind of person, to Jenny Lewis, who's kind of this strict kind of, well, not manipulating, but kind of controlling person.
I love Lester's tie. It's very LGTB.
BLT?
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans.
Yeah, I know what it means.
I love Jenny's outfit as well.
Very sexy.
Look at the bearded dragon that Abby's holding on her shoulder here. The enclosure she puts it into is tiny. I love.
It's interesting.
Go on. Sorry, Jack, go on.
No, it's interesting in this story that Abby's sort of a bit jealous of Connor as a, well, kind of girlfriend.
Yeah, it's
because even though
he's starting to realize that she likes him.
Yeah.
But look here, how she puts this massive lizard in that tiny tank.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Where would you rank this with the rest of the series too?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Oh,
I can't even remember how I ranked it, to be fair.
I think you put this one at number 5.
Yeah, I think I put it like 3rd from bottom.
But most of the episodes are all good, to be honest. So
I like Connor's outfit here.
Yeah. I quite like the scene where they meet up as well, where he meets Carolyn. They're in the video shop, and then Abby goes off. She's like, "Oh, I love sci-fi. Like, I like that one, but it was fairly original, whatever." And it's just like, Colin's like, "Oh yeah, results."
She's just like, I love that Doctor Who, that classic Colin Baker episode.
With the twin dilemma.
Oh my god, that's my favourite.
I think it was more than the twins that were the dilemma.
I would laugh if that's what Caroline was like, oh, I love Colin Baker, he's so sexy.
I just love the way he got so fat in Trial of a Time Lord.
Oh my god, what a beast.
This is weird. The fucking cuts on her back and everything.
She's into kinky bondage.
She's into self-harming.
No, it's bite me, Stephen. Bite me as I fuck you.
I got it cut for cutter.
Oh god.
I've been a bad, bad girl.
Let's just play Everybody Walk the Dinosaur.
She's just such a bitch. She doesn't even do anything. She's just a bitch. I love this banter between these two.
This is the beginning of when Helen manipulates Stephen.
Yeah. It's the bit where she's lying in bed here.
Yeah, the bit with Cutter and Jenny here.
Oh yeah, I quite like this. He's like, sorry, go on.
No, sorry.
No, I just like the way like she says like, oh, I think Lester's quite professional. He's like, sorry, I don't know you. Like,
but yeah, I knew you. You're really not that woman at all.
She is like a complete contrast. She's a bit bossy and a bit bitchy.
And the way she just takes control immediately, like to the fireman, like piss off, and you're gonna get fired if you talk to her.
Yeah. I wonder who Lucy Brown preferred playing, Claudia or Jenny Lewis.
I actually prefer Jenny to Claudia.
Same.
Look at Steve Nichols.
I'm just Claudia, bro.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I think of something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Douglas Henschel would make a great doctor, and Lucy Brown would make a great companion.
Did Louie tell you, Ollie, that apparently Hannah's spirit was given the role of Bill in series 10, but Moffat said, "Oh no, we've got to have a black companion."
He auditioned for the role.
I think she would have got it.
No, because Moffat said they were only going to cast a black person. I mean, this scene here with the firewoman, it's kind of like she's part of the team.
Yeah.
And the ones are just really disgusting. They look like shriveled up dicks. With the foreskin. I like how Cutter's also like, he doesn't just like take control, he like lets the firewoman like get them out. He's like, do your job, get us out.
Yeah. No, I like Cutter in this, like when he's confronting Jenny Lewis and stuff, like he's pissed off with her.
When the woman's beating the shit out of the worm.
Yeah.
They killed Chief! Oh, the penis bit there, ugh.
This is a bit of primeval porn going on.
Oh, Mr. Bond. I agree.
Oh, bad impression, actually.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bond. Can't breathe outside the fog.
So that opening scene, the way it kind of traumatized you as a kid, like, did you watch the rest of the episode after that, or were you just like, no, I'm not watching?
No, I turned it off and was like, I'm never going to watch the show again. But then when I found out she didn't cut off her leg, I watched it and I enjoyed it.
Oh,
what? When she cut off her leg?
I thought she cut her leg off.
All right. Oh, God.
you just said you enjoyed when she cut off her leg.
No, I said I enjoyed it once I found out she didn't cut it.
Right.
Oh.
So, like, how long until you started watching it again after?
I was watching the next week's one. I never missed an episode.
Well, apart from that one, which you turned off.
But I still watched the beginning part, so it still counts.
Yeah.
How old were you when it was aired?
I would have been either 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. You were young.
So, were there any episodes after this that were just so bad that you wanted to turn off, like series 5 or anything like that?
There's one episode in series 5. Episode 3.
That was one I told you about, Jack.
Is that the one you just wanted, like, to stop watching after that?
No, I've never wanted to stop watching because the story is too compelling. I love Jenny.
Yeah.
Because in a way, this is Jenny's introduction story.
Well, yeah, she was
Third
only
one
in
was
the
just
last...
a reveal. It's just a... Yeah. Hello?
Jenny.
Whoa.
And then cut her call.
I
used to call you on my phone.
Jack, imagine if his ringtone was Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas.
Oh, Dr. Zayas.
Well, hello, donkey. That was his ringtone.
Hey now, you're a rock star.
The one bit I do like in this episode, well, I like the whole episode, but the one bit I liked is like when cause like you come up to the 13th floor, but do not use the lift, and she's just like, oh, 13 floors in high heels, oh, men or whatever, and then Cutter's like,
I don't think so.
yeah, and then Cutter like when he saves her, it's just like, when I say take
the stairs.
I mean take the bloody stairs.
Watch when you're swinging that thing.
Watch where you're swinging that thing. Stephen! Obviously, this is where the advert was.
Stephen has to be a hero.
The man with the golden gun. James Bond, shout out right there, Jack.
I think you'll find Stephen is a man with the golden cum when it comes to Helen.
Man with the golden gun.
I love how Connor had up to the garden centre.
What was you saying, Ollie? Sorry.
I think it's funny how Abby and Connor have to actually go to a garden centre to get leaf blowers because the Ark don't have them.
This is a very story arc moment. Cleaner, he will recur. It's up for the series. And I like the way it's just kind of threaded in here. It's also interesting how Abby and Connor aren't really in this episode.
I mean, well, they are because of the whole Caroline thing, but
you know, I mean, like they're not actually in the episode in the sense of like the actual where the creature is.
Yeah, they're not focused on. They're just not with the others.
I mean, it's interesting that Douglas Henshaw is starring in well, he did star in that show now called Shetland, so he's done other stuff after Primeval.
He's done a lot, actually.
Kind of glad he has, because it'd be a shame if he was just typecast.
The worm here is so creepy. Why the mucus is dripping from it.
Oh.
I bet Stephen was like, oh, I wish you were Helen.
The worm is basically checking Stephen out.
What wants a piece of that Stephen pie?
I like how he uses a lift. Stephen has a powerful weapon.
Stephen, the great Nancy.
Stephen's phone is so Nokia.
Even Stephen.
Oh, please. Imagine if Stephen was gay. Like in the alternate, like if time was altered and it turned out he was gay in the alternate history.
Oh, Louie. Did you like the video I sent you of James Murray?
Oh, yeah. This is Jack's favourite bit here.
I haven't seen Ben Miller on TV for a while. I wonder what happened to him.
Oh, he's done loads. I saw him on TV like literally last week.
Yeah, no, he did the Tesco adverts for Christmas.
He did a series about comedy programs. He's always on TV. He's in like a few years ago.
Is he on game shows and stuff?
Yeah, and actually like comedy series. Use the fucking stairs, you stupid bitch. Oh, and we have Stephen jumping. Jenny's gonna squash Stephen.
Action man.
Titus is hanging out in that scene. Run, Stephen, run! Come on, Stephen, you're gonna get Oh, sorry, Jack. Sorry, I didn't mean to say come on. Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
Okay, maybe you can drink some bleach.
Come on, that's too far. Oh, he's a very lucky boy.
I can't live without my Stephen.
Do you think he gets better in series 2? Because I think he's quite good in this episode.
I don't think he's that bad, but I think he definitely like the character is more developed here.
Yeah.
I love how he has no idea what she's going into.
Yeah.
So naive because she's going with what Lester said.
To go back to what Jack said about Steven, I think he probably is better in series 2. I still think the performance is pretty weak though. He's the weakest of the original team, easily. Like.
The stairs. I love how Jenny's been hacked by her hair and he has to get the samurai sword.
Yeah. No, I like this bit, yeah.
So,
Do you think if you remove Steven from the original team, it wouldn't affect the story that much, or?
no, it would affect the story. I mean, obviously because of the whole affair with Helen.
Ooh.
I mean, I just think the performance needed to be better. But James Murray he's a prissy boy. He's just so emotionless.
These two are really good to bounce off each other.
Yes, like a fucking trampoline.
I love how Jenny's like angry at him but still runs after him. Like she's scared, she needs him there.
Yeah, she needs her.
Taking it all in, like she actually believes what's going on.
Cutter.
She needs her big hunky cutter.
He reminds me of the 12th Doctor here, the way he's just like, I'll explain everything I know, but like right now I'm busy, I've got work to do, so either stay and help or leave.
Yeah.
He can go fuck himself for all I care.
Stop telling up the asshole.
Well, Steven did.
Cutter's very forgiving to Steven in this series.
I think it's because he's kind of more concerned about Claudia Brown.
Rather than the affair.
Yeah.
I think the reason as well is he doesn't really give a shit about Helen anymore because of what she did to him.
I love this bit. It's like when you're a kid and you play that game, like don't fall onto the carpet. You have to jump on all the chairs and stuff.
To be fair, this
It is quite an action-packed episode.
is. This is a pretty cool scene. How Steven fights the worms on his own.
It's so dumb the way they're like still doing this presentation.
I mean, how they just accept their offer as well. Like, what the fuck?
Can I call you back? Massive fucking worms just turned up. I love this where he's got the samurai sword and they've got leaf blowers.
Yeah.
I love that line. It's funny, Connor doesn't get to use a gun, but he gets to use the recoil.
It's the one that doesn't have bacon.
Do you think that like
Oh my god.
Ah!
what do you think of Carolyn as a character anyway from the episode?
Who?
I mean, I love this worm attacks Connor and they have to cut off his head.
Oh yeah, this bit.
Who was a character, Jack? Sorry?
What do you think of like Connor's so-called girlfriend in the episode?
Oh, Caroline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's very mysterious. You can tell that she clearly doesn't fancy him. It's all an act. But as the series progresses, you start to see her true colours. I'll say that much. So you've got that to look forward to. She's very mysterious.
Oh, is she another Helen?
Not quite, but she definitely has a moment.
Yeah.
Series, Jim.
What?
Watch a show.
Huh.
I love how Jenny just makes them lie.
Who cares about Terry? He's a dick.
Let's call it our little secret.
Like,
I'm glad he wipes off her number here.
huh. Yeah, aggro from the rest of the series. Never got her like trim her fat.
I'm sorry?
Is Helen trying to get rid of the fat in her body? Is that why she's cutting her leg off? Hello? Anyone there?
I'm here, yeah.
I love how they use science to defeat the worms. It's getting seriously hot in here, so I take off my clothes. Getting so hot.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my.
Which was Jenny Lewis taking off her clothes.
This is a really tragic scene where he's like, "You don't approve of me, do you?" And it's like, "I know, I used to think you're really something, but you're not that person anymore."
Yeah.
I don't approve of you, Louie.
Good.
Good. At least we understand each other.
My poor, poor Oliver.
Ah!
Could you imagine instead the episode opened up with Stephen and Helen in bed just going, ah, because it's Stephen.
Oh God. You think you're so clever?
You think you're the rat's pajamas. You think you're the fleet knees. They never would have the numbers that big, 15, like the floor number, would they?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been in like an office before.
You never worked in your life? I don't get why they go through the ventilation. They have the reef blowers. Why don't they just go through the door? Like, it's pointless. Unless Louie knows.
Sorry?
Why don't they just go through the door? Why do they have to climb through the ventilation? They had the reef blowers.
I'm sorry?
I said, why couldn't they just go through the doors? They had the reef blowers. Why did they go through the ventilation?
Yeah, get your ears cleaned out, Louie.
Sorry, I was busy having a life. No, I think the reason was because it would just be too much. It's just easier to do it that way.
Sorry?
I think it's just easier to do it that way.
Okay, well, I don't see that, but fair enough.
Because if you use the leaf blowers, you've got to go all the way up the stairs, and you've got to like. It's not just 2 leaf blowers aren't going to get rid of all the fog.
No, they might, but fair enough.
Ollie, did the opening of Helen sort of creep you out as a kid?
It was a bit strange, but it didn't really torture me like it did with Louie. But I always just found it kind of strange. But I always liked the sequence. It was a cool sequence, but I was like, what? This doesn't really make sense.
Were there any other moments in Primeval episodes as a kid that kind of freaked you out?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I'm sure there were. There were some like creepy moments. The fungus episode used to ick me out of it. I was like, ugh, that was quite disgusting, but in a good way. You'll get to that in series 3, but yeah, and like some of the future Predator kind of scared me a bit when I was younger, but I'm over it now. Like I'm old enough to kind of ask that. But as a child, yeah, like a few moments.
Yeah.
But sounds like Louie was a bit more traumatized than me. So, or was it just that one scene where you were traumatized?
Oh yeah. Apart from that, I think the show is really mild. Like I didn't really get scared of the fungus.
I would say it is and it isn't. Like that guy getting killed at the golf course in like series 1 is a bit dark.
Sometimes he puts it in the photocopier.
Oh yeah. Kind of laughed.
I mean, I don't really get scared easily, so it didn't really bother me as a kid.
Oh, this is cool. He jams it into the water tank.
Yeah. Solely in series 2.
I can't remember where I ranked it. It's fairly up there. I like a lot of the series, so I think it's because most of the series is so good. Like my top 3 episodes are like 10 out of 10s. This is like a 9 out of 10. It's probably number 5 or number 6, purely because
It's just better episodes.
The other ones above it are just so good. But this is really good. Like, this is a great episode. Just the opening doesn't really work. It's a bit strange, but I'll go with it. And I love the worms. I think they're really cool. I think I put this at number 5.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think Louie puts it somewhere the same as well.
Yeah, I put it for like episode number 5 and 19. I mean, I like this idea that the worms also burrow into you.
Kind of reminds me a bit of that episode with Tom. Like they're trying to find a host, I think he says.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Parasite, yeah.
They reuse that music again that they used Tom's death like, at the end when like when Cutter confronts Jack.
That miraculously worked.
It's quite funny when like when Stephen earlier is just like on top of the tables. He's like, Cutter, could you come up here? Like,
yeah. I was like, you're right, Claudia.
how long do we have left of the episode?
Sorry?
How long do we have left of the episode?
Not long.
About 5 minutes.
Enough.
I mean, they really upped the scope in this series. Like episode 1, they went to the big shopping mall, and this is like a huge building. So they really.
I loved episode 1 as well. I love the motorbike chase. That was awesome.
Yeah, this is a great scene as well because it's like Stephen is sort of questioning what they're doing and is it right to keep this all a secret. This is obviously a thread that continues in the series, but I think it's really interesting how he just sort of. He says, "Oh, we got to prepare for the unexpected. People need to know what's going on." Cutter's like, "No, we can't tamper with evolution." I think it's a really well written scene.
When you guys, because you guys watched this when it was first aired, were you surprised that each series got longer until after series 3? Like, because I know series 2 is 7 episodes and series 3 is 10. And
Really, I was a bit surprised, but when you think about it, the show was getting more and more popular, so it's only natural for them to expand it and invest more money into it.
I was more just happy than surprised. I was more happy that the show was running for longer, and I obviously after series 3 received criticism, and it kind of ended, and people were sort of done with the show. I was like, no, don't end there.
To be fair, series 3 actually did quite well. it was just because ITV were under a lot of budget restraints because of the recession that they had to cancel it as well as other shows. So it was commissioned for a series 4 anyway.
Yeah, but they pushed it back to 2011.
Yeah, because it was cancelled because ITV had to cancel the most expensive shows, and obviously it's an expensive show to produce and make. But then because it was so popular, fans complained and they brought it back. But they brought it back as 13, so it's series 4 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see why they chose to split it. It feels like one series, to be honest. Series 4 and 5 just feel like one series come together. It's, because series 4 just ends. Like, they didn't restructure the finale to make it feel climactic, other than Emily's departure. But other than that,
you got the music here from Tom's death.
Yeah, lovely music. Yeah.
So when series 3 aired, when was that? 2009. So you had to wait 2 years for series 3. Sorry, series 4.
It's good actually they played this music because it almost to him feels like Claudia has died, even though Jenny looks the same. She's nothing like her.
I like this scene. I think it's a really good scene. Yeah, I agree with you, Ollie. Like she's kind of died to him.
I really like this scene.
His last crack at trying to convince her.
He's got an absolute cracker for
her. I like how tragic it is. Like he's explaining, and she's kind of believing him, and then the fiance appears, and to just add salt to the wound, Helen's watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, how did she get the car? That's what I don't get.
Helen says she can do what she wants.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the money to hire a courtesy car or buy a car.
I think maybe she stole it.
Well, she cut someone's leg to get it.
It might be Stephen's car.
Could be.
Do you think maybe she was a bit behind Claudia Brown not existing anymore?
No, I think it's a natural thing.
Woo! And that's episode 2. Series
Yay!
2. Yay! That was a good episode. A very good episode. What did you guys think?
Loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Actually, Jack, because you're a first-time viewer or a second-time viewer, overall impression after seeing it a second time, what's your overall impression of it?
It's fucking worse. 0 out of 10. No. No, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's my favorite episode. I think I prefer episode 1, but I think episode 2 is really good as well. I like Jenny Lewis, and I like the conflict really with Connor and the fact that Jenny Lewis looks exactly like Claudia Brown, but she's not, and she's like the total opposite, and he's kind of have to come into terms with that. And I like the worms; they're pretty cool. I mean, I kind of pointed out in my review, isn't it kind of funny that you have insects? Like, it seems like every second episode of a series you're going to have insects or something like that in an episode. But no, I mean, I thought the stuff as well of Connor was cool. Like Caroline, that was interesting, and you see Abby's kind of jealous, and I just like the characters here. I think the characters are explored more, and that's good. I mean, one thing I will say, yeah, the Helen scene at the start was it was cool, but her going for the desert, but it was a bit pointless, and she doesn't really do anything in the episode. She's just kind of there for a few
Helen
scenes.
of Arabia.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Stephen is quite good here. Like, I like the scene where like he's fighting off the worms, and then Jenny Lewis gets the lift, and like gets a samurai sword, and he's like, when I tell you to take the stairs, take that bloody stairs. Like,
yeah, some great moments between like banter, tension between the two of them.
Yeah, I think Douglas Henshaw is just really good at portraying like the emotion, the fact that basically Jenny isn't the same woman, and he's going to have to move on from that, because it's kind of sad because he did love her, and you feel sorry for like you feel sorry for Cutter because Helen is a bitch. You know, she just basically left him for 8 years.
Yeah,
and,
makes you wonder why he married her, really. But
yeah, I think she changed. That's why. But I mean, I think you just feel sorry for Cutter because, like, you know, he loved Helen and she abandoned him for nearly a decade, thinking that he was thinking that she was dead, and then, you know, and then Jenny, you know, he fell in love with Claudia, and then, you know, she doesn't exist anymore technically, and Jenny has a fiance and she's completely different. You kind of feel like, you know, Cutter, he's out of a bit of a shit, you know.
he's actually yeah.
Yeah. But I like that bit at the end, yeah, where he talks to her, and then it's like, oh, I see you're busy. I'm so sorry, and then he just like walks off, and I think the music's good.
That's actually very gracious of him to finally sort of. He realizes, oh, she's completely different as she has a fiance. So it's like, oh well, I can't. He knows he can't step anywhere near her. So it's sad, like you say, it is very sad, and it's, you know, it carries the emotional story really. I mean, Jack, you have a lot to look forward to. The rest of the series, in my opinion, is fantastic, and as the story unravels, you see everything come together really well. What would you give the episode out of 10? Obviously not to spoil your review, but we'll still watch your review, of course.
Or maybe just say that, and then everyone can go and watch Jack's review.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mind giving my rating. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's perfect. Like, the Helen scenes are kind of pointless, but apart from that, it's a really good episode.
Louie B.
What you want from me now?
I just want to know your overall impression. Episode 2.
I like this one. To me, this is like Jenny's episode. This is her first appearance. This episode also sets up story arcs with the cleaner guy. You have Caroline introduction. You have Helen and Stephen. I think Helen is important in this episode. You might not realize it now, Jack, but when you watch the series, you kind of realize this is where it begins. This story arc of her manipulating Stephen, and yeah, overall it's a good episode. Like,
so would you give it a 0 out of 10? Well,
minus. I know, I'd give it probably like I agree with Jack, a 9.
Despite the Helen's, so you agree that the Helen scene is just not necessary?
No, I think Helen scenes are necessary to remind the audience that Helen's still in the show. But I just think
no, but you think the opening's a bit unnecessary because it doesn't really add anything.
I don't hate it. I think it was cool. Like, it was cool to see Helen on her travels, but it's just it didn't really make sense.
Yeah,
herself.
But it's a well done sequence. Would you say?
If they just left it with like Helen getting bashed against the rock and she had blood on her leg, and that's fine. But it shouldn't have to...
Sorry.
Louie. Well, I think he's done a cop out on us.
Well, no, there's just nothing else to say, really.
Oh, right. Well, I thought you were still carrying on. Yeah, I guess I agree with you guys. To be honest, it's a great episode. I really like it. I think like the worms really stand out to me, even though they are definitely inspired by Peter Jackson's King Kong. I don't think that's an issue at all. I think that works in its favor because they use it to their advantage with the fog and having in that building. I think it's really cool, and you know, it was really well written, this story, and like you say, it's Jenny's introduction as she was revealed at the end of episode 1. This is her proper introduction. We find out she's nothing like Claudia, even though she looks the same. She's nothing like her, and I wonder what it must have been like for Lucy Brown to sort of be asked to play Jenny, you know, to play somebody different who is kind of similar, but has a similar job, but is a different person, but looks the same. So that must have been interesting.
It must have been a great acting part for her to do, playing both parts. I wonder which one she preferred, playing Jenny or Claudia.
You said Jenny.
Yeah, I think I think she prefers Jenny, but I think because she played Jenny for longer as well, which because Jenny lasts till well quite a while. I won't say how long because spoilers. But I think the episode's pretty intense. I don't really like the whole Terry thing. I just don't get like why they have the shots of him walking in. Like, there's no need to show that. You could just have him walking into the office. Like, I know it just tells us briefly about his character and that he's a bit of a perv and he's a bit of a dick, but it just seemed like this is a guy we don't really need to care about. Like, he's gonna die, so it doesn't matter. But that's just nitpicking.
Sorry, go ahead, Louie.
I was gonna say, I think that makes you want him to die more, though. That's kind of the thing. It's kind of just like when he does die, you're kind of happy he died.
I can see your point. I guess either way, it wouldn't have really mattered because we don't care. We don't give a shit about him anyway. So, yeah. I just also, why do they accept their offer? Like, because they just carry on with the meeting during the whole worm attack, and they're like, "We accept your proposal." It's like, what? Okay, that was very easy. But again, that's an.
I think because they didn't see the worms on the screen.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't affect the story, but it's just a random thing. I just find it annoying, but that's just me. I need to get over it.
There is one thing I forgot to mention. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
In the episode, Connor sees this guy, and he's like, "Oh wait, do you remember him? He was like in that shopping mall, and he's changed." Like, is that a hint to the fact that time has been altered?
And
stuff.
You'll find out more as the series goes on. That's what I'm going to say.
Like Louie said, it's a thread that reoccurs as the series goes on, or at the very end of the series, you discover what that whole thing is. But we won't say for spoiler reasons. But...
Just fucking tell me. No, joking.
Ooh. I think the music's also great. Again, the nice use of the Tom Dies theme at the very end. Signifying essentially Claudia's death, essentially that she's gone, she's not coming back, and that's kind of sad, really, for Cutter. And I think Douglas Henschel throughout series 2, he's just giving such a great performance. He's in much more of an emotional sort of performance this time. Not that he wasn't emotional in series 1, but he's struggling more in series 2, and I like the weight on his shoulders. I don't think there's as much focus on him in in episode 3. I think episode 3 he kind of mellows a little bit because he's accepted that Jenny is Jenny and not Claudia. So, but episode 3 is another commentary for another time. The opening, what can we say? It's a classic moment for Helen, but what the fuck? It's so weird. I mean, it's such a cool scene. I love the way it's shot and the music. The way it opens, with all that.
Sorry.
You have like the Arabian sort of woman's like making those noises. I think it's effective and it's shot in the desert and it's a really cool scene. But then she goes, the whole pterodactyl attack is really intense. I agree with Louie. It should have stopped there. Her cutting her leg doesn't really make sense. The only reason I can think of is that she uses it as an excuse to cry out to Stephen to say, "Oh my boy, my poor Stephen, I've cut my leg, help me." But other than that, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And her shrieking just kind of scared me when I was a child. I was like, "What the fuck? This is a bit too much." It wasn't like gory or anything. Just it was out of place and it was a bit too intense, even for Helen. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I don't see the point in that opening scene. It's just it doesn't really add anything to the story. I know Louis says he likes the Helen scenes and he thinks there's a point to them, but she just doesn't do much in the episode. It's interesting that you have her in the car at the end, but yeah.
More just to remind people and new viewers, to reintroduce Helen into the show. And also, once you've seen the whole series, Jack, you might understand it a bit more.
Oh, fuck off! No, I'm joking.
And it's just all of a sudden she's at Stephen, and then she leaves Stephen's, and then she has a car. It's like, what? Come on. Like,
Here in my car, Helen.
I think they should have just had her, hiding behind a wall or something, like as Custer was walking away, rather than in the car, because it doesn't make sense as to how quickly she can get a car, but it's a nitpick, so I'm not going to downgrade the episode for that.
No. Could you imagine if she was in the car and then Cutter saw her? It's like do.
Yeah, that would be funny. I like the whole Caroline thing, introducing Caroline. She obviously she becomes a much more interesting character as the series goes on. But you can tell straight away when she meets Connor in the DVD shop that she's putting it on. There's an act. She's up to something. There's something really off about her. Like, she's not convincing in the sense, but Connor buys it completely. I mean, I love Connor, but obviously, he buys it. And obviously Abby can sort of see through it, and you start to see her getting jealous. And I think it's lovely how that develops, but obviously I won't spoil it for Jack. You've got a lot to look forward to, Jack. It's going to be great. And it's an action-packed episode. Stephen does what he can in the action department. Good for him. The performance still lacking, but oh well, can't win them all. And the whole tension about, should you tell people what's going on? I think it's a great episode, and it raises a lot of tensions. It's just the opening scene is a bit out of place, but it's cool. I like it. It's a cool scene, but it's like, what? But other than that, great episode. Really, really great episode. I score it 9 out of 10 as well. It's not my favorite of the series, but it's up there. It's in the ranking at about almost halfway, but it's not quite there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anyone else want to say anything before we close off?
Just that I'm looking forward to the rest of series 2, and
Good.
yes, it'll be cool to do a hangout once I've finished series 2, like do a reflection on series 2 or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be nice if Louie's up for it.
Mr. Bond.
Is that a yes?
Yes, Mr. Bond. I'd be very up for doing one.
Excellent.
So like, hey or ho, hi or ho.
Oh God, that's a cringy thing. Louis, is there anything you want to say before we close off?
Nope, not a thing. Not a dicky bird.
Not a thing. I also like, Jack, were you surprised when you saw Helen rolling around in Stephen's bed?
Yeah. I was kind of like, oh. I was kind of like, oh, I'm liking this.
Yeah, she seems to have been attacked by quite a number of things on her travels.
She seems to have got that future predator inside her for Stephen.
Yeah. Also, like, how long is it? Obviously, because series 2 is directly after series 1. Like, did she have another costume with her? Because, like, what happened to the green costume that she had?
I don't know. And like you said, where'd she get her haircut done?
Yeah.
I think she herself.
Yeah. Unless there was a local Permian era or Cretaceous barbers somewhere, but I doubt that. I guess she.
Unless Sid the Sloth did her hair.
Oh God. Isn't there anyone who cares about Sid the Sloth?
Or maybe Brooke let her borrow one of her dresses.
Oh God. Yeah. Sloths. You know, it's an animated sloth. I was only joking.
Oh, we know.
Do we?
You know about me, Stephen. Oh, wait, Jack. When you watch the rest of the series, you'll find that Helen gets much worse than she is in series 1.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, I know you prefer the shorter hair, but I want her long hair back. Damn it!
Do you not find her attractive anymore?
Yeah, I do, but just get the fucking hair longer.
She looks more animalistic.
Well, like I said, she's got that future predator in there for Stephen.
You better watch out. She carries a knife, so you might get your leg cut.
maybe something a bit more if Stephen feels around with her.
Oh God. Oh, Stephen. My poor Stephen. Oh. Oh, Louie, by the way, nice shades.
Oh, thank you.
Where did you get those?
They're not
Only and
real.
only.
I got them from the shops. I got them from Primark.
Should have a Primeval shop. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that pretty much wraps up this hangout. So thank you, Jack and Louie, for coming aboard for this commentary. Great fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And, you know, much love for Helen. I've now worked out the reason why Louie's microphone is broken. Because he's screaming through it the whole time as Helen.
Well, just you wait till the prime we do.
Oh, the sketch, yeah. Well, we've got all that to look forward to. Thank you guys for listening. I'm Mr. Toddus11. This is Jack and Louie.